And that was the Telluride Truffles Early Frost. You can find that in the Telluride Truffle 14er pack. And now here I am with Kat Lee, Covert, and Sasha Sullivan of Telluride Theater.
Hi, Colin.
Hi, Sasha.
Long time no see.
Long time no see. It was like less than 8 hours that we were in a black box making a show. So you guys, I want to just jump right in with this. We've done about 10 years of original theater. We've never done a show like this.
Never.
The show is called Since I Dreamed. Sasha, can you and Kat talk a little bit about where this came from?
I have always wanted to write a dream show because I love the idea of dreaming and what we do when we're asleep, when we have these whole other worlds that we visit and no control over them or anything. And I've just been sort of mulling this idea for a couple years, and then just recently, 8 months ago, I was like, all right, it's time to do this. I called Kat and our designers, Lauren Metzger and Chris Kwasniewski, and just said, this is my idea. We're setting the whole show to an album from beginning to end. So it's a concept show. It's about dreams. It has music. It has dance. It has installation art. It has film. And the audience moves on a giant platform, which you built in the middle of the theater.
Myself and Dave Hodges. Shout out to Dave Hodges.
We love Dave. So it's a wild, crazy theater piece, unlike anything we've ever done before.
Kat, can I ask you? You star in the show. You are the person dreaming, and then
I am.
And also you choreographed the full show. You have some fabulous dancers that you're working with, but of course you are in all the pieces as well. How has that gone with you? And how did that whole process sort of come about?
Well, originally I was just supposed to choreograph the show because we try not to stress ourselves out as much as possible. But you guys know, and as an artist, sometimes there are roles that you just know that you have to do. And that was one of them for me. So, choreographing it and being in it is very difficult and also easy at the same time because I already know everything that I've been teaching. But
it became apparent that Kat had to play this role pretty early on when we were designing the show. That was like, all right, this role is Kat. So
it was either me or Kat. We look similar.
It was never you.
We had the same choreography
we try to keep
experience.
you out of the show.
Yeah, I mean, I can count to 8, so it's pretty good. I probably could have choreographed a show. No, seriously though, why did it become apparent, Sasha?
The role requires a lot of physical activity. It's an hour long, so there was a lot of physical activity that needed to happen in it, and a lot of emotional breadth and depth. So in looking at who could do this role, it was like Kat was like, me, and I was like, and then Lauren and Chris were like, no, it's done. This is we need that person to do this. So yeah.
And you keep mentioning these two people, which people may or may not know because they haven't really worked with us before in this capacity. But Lauren Metzger and Chris Kwasniewski are both local artists and designers. Lauren's been here for a long time. Chris has been here for maybe 5-6 years.
Yeah, and I really wanted to put an art piece in this, a super art piece of installation art and really cool costumes. Melissa Harris is doing costumes with us. And so Lauren and Chris are both two of our really dear friends, and I called them just to say, I know you've never done this, but this is my concept. And they were like, we've always wanted to do something like this, so here we are.
Yeah, and I think too, because each scene in the show is such a different feeling and a different place that we really needed to come at it from all angles in terms of art and movement and acting and all of the above.
And you've thrown something else into the show, which with another artist that you've collaborated with in the past, which is Alex Kalena, who's a filmmaker in New York, and he did Our Big Love 9 years ago, 8 or 9 years ago, right? He just did the one that was in Mountain Film, which was Marcellus Shale, and he came back for that, and so he's done film installations for this piece.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was really cool to work with him. We actually have, I think, 2 or 3 separate little films that play throughout, and I threw him another one last night that I was like, I think we need this thing, and he literally shot it and edited it in an hour. And then we played it when we ran it.
Yeah.
So
we're one day from opening.
Yeah. So, Alex is an old dear friend of mine, and I just convinced him to come, and he's an incredible artist, an incredible filmmaker, and we're very lucky to have him on this. He goes with our vision and then makes it really, really special. I don't know anything about film, so working with him is really cool. Yeah.
And Kat, you're working with, all of us. So some of us are dancers, there may be movers or whatever who can do choreography, but you're also working with a core of dancers. Can you talk a little bit about that and how you've shaped that into the different pieces?
Well, I think we knew from the beginning of this process when Sasha and I spoke that dance was going to be a really heavy element. So I did need a specific group of people that were talented and focused dancers. So it's been really nice to have the three of them, Erica, Kelsey, and Molly, to really be able to take on everything that I could throw at them. Of course, everyone in the show are excellent movers and everyone does dance in some capacity throughout the show, but to be able to have them do what I saw in my head as being necessary is really an incredible thing.
Great.
Yeah.
I guess we should also say Tommy Wentz, who's our lighting designer and many things, is doing this incredible lighting design, which requires him not to hit screens that film is on, but also to do these 4 areas. And can you just talk a little bit about how the show works? Because you did talk about it, this moving audience platform.
Yeah, so originally I wanted this to be a progressive theater piece that would move through different spaces, and then it became apparent that there was no space in Telluride that could accommodate that in terms of leaving sets and lighting and all of that.
You were thinking about people walking initially.
And it just was not possible. If anybody has a space like that, call me. Because I'd love to do one.
You guys got a warehouse in Telluride.
Yeah, seriously. So then I called you in October and was like, hey, is there a way that we could build something that people could move around in? And so the idea is that we have 4 different stages, and each stage becomes probably 4 or 5 different worlds, and the audience sits on a platform. I liken it to a funhouse ride, or like being at Disney World.
Yep,
that you sit in this
It does
platform.
seem like that.
Yeah, and you move not fast. It's very slow. We have
The
4
Small World theme plays from
yes,
Disney.
Totally.
Yes.
No,
No,
I'm
it
just
doesn't.
kidding.
But we have 4 really competent platform movers who take care of the audience. It's wild.
It's like Roman slaves.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like Morgan horses in
No,
in
it's
old
like
New England?
lovely people who volunteer for us
Lovely volunteers who are pushing an audience platform with 8,000 pounds on it.
But they get to watch a good show.
Totally.
We do, every night.
So they move the audience throughout, and it's not like you're moving really fast, or it's just like one scene happens and then it's a slow move to the next scene. A week ago we were like, is this really going to work? And now it's working, and it's really, really cool.
So that's really exciting, and I wish that we could stay and talk about this, but we all have to get back to doing things with the show.
We have to go paint.
So I do want to ask you one last thing, which is, how is it that we get tickets? And I also want to stress the audience only has like 40 reserved seats a night. So some of them are already sold out, I guess, but you can get tickets on the website, right?
Yeah, if you go to TellurideTheater.org, go to our season page and you can buy tickets. Again, it's very limited seating, and we are stressing that we are starting right at time. So if you're late,
yes,
don't be late.
Not a Telluride time situation.
We have to start on time.
You can't run and jump onto it. It
So
ain't a
come
streetcar,
early,
folks.
come hang out with us, come see this wild show that we created for you. TellurideTheater.org.
Guys, Sasha Sullivan, Kat Lee Covert, they're way more talented.
Colin Sullivan.
Thank you. We're going to head over to some profile pieces on some of our local businesses, the Telluride Music Store and the AHA School for the Arts.